Hey, this is my first video. I'm just kind of doing this just because I want to do kind of a video journal more than anything. If people get anything out of it, if they watch it, that's cool. If not, this is actually just more for myself, kind of a way to vent, a way to get out my thoughts, a way to put myself out there in a way where I think it's going to be therapeutic, in a way that I'm going to be able to uh, just express myself in the way that I really feel like I need to right now. Um, Basically, all this is going to be about uh, what it is to become a man and just kind of my experiences throughout the years. I'm 31 years old right now as I put this video out, and just kind of my experience, my struggles, and what I have done wrong, which is a lot, and what I could do better, which is a lot. And I'm going to kind of just take a very real approach to all this, and it's not really necessarily how for you to live your life. It's more how I should live mine. And if anyone gets anything out of this as I do this, that's kind of the point, is to try to help others if they end up watching this. And so I'm going to take a philosophical approach to this, a religious approach to this, a political approach to this. I'm going to take a very realistic and mindful approach to this, in a way where I am going to try to be as logical and reasonable as possible, and really look into myself, really look into who I am, and take what someone who I've come to admire a lot, probably just like many of the men out there, is probably not going to say his name right, I never do, Jocko Willink's extreme ownership in my life, and kind of just try to really just put it all out there. Be as honest as I can, as hard as it's going to be, because even as I record this, I can see myself, and it's just kind of a surreal thing when you're talking to yourself, kind of like in the mirror, and when you talk to yourself in the mirror, you're trying to pump yourself up, or you're just trying to tell yourself, like, what are you doing? What's going on here? Or you're trying to tell yourself, no, you can be better than this. Really, whatever it is. And this is kind of what this is. And I really hope that I myself can grow in all this, and I'll probably be I'll probably share a little less in the beginning, a little more later, and we'll just kind of take this as it is. We being myself and the person I'm looking at right now, and then later on, whoever else decides to join in. The reason why I'm going with the pseudonym DoneWithCounting is because counting is kind of going to be my my metaphor for just, I hate math. So it's my metaphor for just, I hate counting. I'm done with it. I'm done with counting. I'm done with the stupid crap in my life. I'm done with living this mathematically driven life of, like, if only I just can put together this theorem, this A plus B equals C. I'm done with that. I'm done counting, man. I'm done. I'm going to do this in a way where it's going to be real, a way where I'm a history buff. So I'm about looking back in history and learning from the past. And I have not lived my own life in that way, not in a very good way anyway. And I'm going to start kind of practicing what I preach. I'm going to really, this is it, talk about some heavy stuff, mostly what I've gone through in my own life. So really hope that this will go well. I'm going to really try to stick with this, where I'm going to try to be putting out videos on a daily basis, every other day, probably more realistically, a few a week. Like how that number went down from 7 days to maybe 5 days to maybe, 3 or 4 days out of the week. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do here. And as Yoda said, there is no try, just do. Here I am already making excuses for myself, already taking my numbers down and from what I said I'm going to do. But really, my goal here is to do this, anywhere between 3 to 5 days a week, because I'm going to be realistic about this, where I'm not going to do this every day, but maybe even a few videos a day. And I'll share my life on here, and hope to get a lot from anyone else who decides to join in. So here we are. Thanks for joining me in this quest. I'm done with counting.